Welcome back, guys. We are talking about Peacemaker Season 2 today, all the different possibilities. Chris and Rob here, the Jersey Comic Crew. And Rob, we need to know, what is your first prediction for what will happen in Season 2 of Peacemaker?
So, Season 2, I think, is going to make Judo Master somewhat relevant, Chris. I know in this first season, he was just a bodyguard, and then he tried to tell us the secrets of the butterflies, but then he got shot in the chest. He didn't give us the opportunity. We see him at the end of Season 1 eating a bag of hot Cheetos over all the dead bodies, and he's crying. You know, he wants to save the world. So the only thing I can think of him in Season 2, maybe he's going to try to get revenge on Peacemaker for, like, killing everybody. Yep. Maybe he's going to join the squad and try to help make the world better. He's going to be a new, unique character. Like, I could definitely see him on the Suicide Squad for James Gunn. I don't know.
Interesting. I definitely think he's going to get revenge on Peacemaker somehow. I think he's going after him. I think he's going to go after that whole team. Maybe he goes after Vigilante. Who knows? I don't know if he's going to be elevated to the form of the overall big bad for Season 2.
I don't think so.
I think that's going to be reserved for something bigger. I hope he doesn't become kind of like this annoying character who just pops in to ruin everyone's day and then gets shot by a girl who doesn't know how to use a gun.
Again, you mean?
Again, and so, but I think he has potential, right? I think he has this kind of what we've talked about in the sense of, did Peacemaker make the right choice, right? This is kind of the side of like, no, you didn't. I was helping the butterflies because they were trying to save the world.
Yeah.
And he is going to be pissed about that. Maybe he still knows some stuff about this that isn't gone away yet. Is there another butterfly sect? Is there another cow? Is there another, you know what I mean? Those are kind of possibilities in my head of like, is this the only cow or is there another cow? We already knew there were two different sides of the butterflies, right? Yeah. Murn's side and Goff's side. So is there something else in hiding that we don't know about? I think it's going to be an interesting kind of hopefully revealing situation with Judo Master where he's like, not only did I know this, you didn't let me tell you this and this and this, and you idiots just ruined all of it because you knocked me out and shot me in the chest.
Imagine like the butterflies are just like preparing for an invasion and they want to get people strong enough. They're like, hey, the thing that killed our planet, like we messed up and we caused this monster to come to us and attack us, and now it's going to come for you. Kind of like a wannabe Galactus thing, but it could be like a giant elephant, right? It could be insert some weird animal here. It could be, oh, the giant gopher came and eat all of us, right? Or the spider. I think that'd be really funny. Obviously, you know, I touched about this, you know, an episode or two ago, but like Peacemaker's mental health, right? Yep. Towards the end of the first season, you start seeing the trouble of the trauma that he's going through. And now we kind of like get this resolution of him killing his father. And you're thinking, oh, like he's going to be fine. He killed his father, all this kind of stuff. And now he's going to see his father. I think all of Season 2, you're going to have his father there. Even more than Season 1, just messing with him, tormenting him, causing Peacemaker to go a little bit more crazy than we're used to.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. I think Peacemaker's mental health is going to be front and center of Season 2. And I also wonder if that's going to cause someone he cares about to get hurt in the process, where he's, you know what I mean? Like most of the story tropes are going to be like he's ignoring it, he's not admitting to it. You know, whether it's Hardcore or Vigilante or Adebayo, it's kind of like, hey, like, are you okay? You need help? And he's like, I'm fine, and just kind of shaking it off until someone gets hurt, and then he has to deal with it. And the other side of it too, Rob, is I wonder if it has to do with the helmets. I wonder if it's the tech his father made has something to do with it. In the comics, there's a lot that goes on with his dead father and the helmets and kind of that whole projection stuff. I wonder if there's something in those helmets that's kind of like, no, he left like a failsafe in there. If he killed him, he'd come back and just start, you know, haunting him basically and trying to make him go crazy. But in fact, it's actually a program in those helmets.
Oh my God. I would love that. The reason I don't think it's that is because we see him have that without the helmet on, right? In the forest, he didn't have the helmet on. The helmet, sure, was near him. And maybe
that's how he found the helmet.
That's how he found the helmet. So maybe anytime he sees the helmet, that's where he gets these visions. Mm-hmm. So maybe like something went into his body to cause it. I don't think him wearing the helmet is it. I think if that theory was correct, it's like, all right, you wore the helmet and like he like stabbed you with a needle and put some virus in you. That kind of does that, or some kind of like drug in you to do that. And also at the end, like he sees him when he has Goth, he's giving Goth a beer, and he's like, he sees his dead father just sitting there. Like,
yeah,
he's gonna be having this without the helmet being on. So as much as I like the idea of like, oh, you know, his father is set that up, I don't think his father did that, because that would mean his father cared more about Peacemaker than we thought, right? That means, oh, he hates him that much. that he did all this just to mess with his kid. I don't think he cared enough about his kid until the end. He's like, all right, now I got to kill this kid. So that's why I was thinking that.
Yeah, that's interesting. I would also say, like, not necessarily it's going to be the helmet on him that causes it, right? That seems very impractical.
Yeah.
I was thinking more of just like if it's in the vicinity, it like just because it knows his body and it has his signature and all the crazy tech just from its father's house where you press the button and he has like a dimensional thing.
Okay.
That's where I'm thinking of, but I think it's way better if it's just a mental health situation. I think it adds to the character. I think it makes the story better. And him having to deal with that, he's not someone who's ever dealt with that before, right? He's not someone who's ever, put that in the forefront of his checklist of deal with your mental health today, right? So I think that's gonna be interesting, and kind of leaning that into possibly his now new relationship with Harcourt, who was very emotional at the end, who should totally be dead. But
100%.
He waited at the hospital for her for days. They had that touching moment where she like grabs his hand and she's kind of like just grateful to be alive. We saw kind of her development too, warming up to not only him and also seeing him kind of have that mental projection in the woods. So what do you think that's going to be too with their relationship?
So season 1 of Peacemaker focused very heavily on like Peacemaker, his family, and like friends, right? Like you're very like beginning of your emotional growth, right? Season 2 makes a lot of sense that he's going to be like learning into a relationship, dealing with the mental damage that you have from toxic childhood and stuff like that, right? Like he's like an adult going through the emotional stages of life, right? So season 2 going into like adolescence, learning how to date somebody, dealing with the scars that you had growing up. That makes a lot of sense to me. I really do want to see them start dating. I think it'll be a lot of fun. I think there's so much opportunity just for like great jokes there. He's like, oh, I didn't know I couldn't bang somebody, and he's banging some like 80-year-old rocker girl or something like that.
Did he already do that?
he did that, yeah, but he could do it again, right? Like I can see him doing all this stupid stuff, and she's like, no, you got to learn how to be like a civilized man, not some just like wild country boy who just kills people for fun, right? I definitely think in that relationship though, we're gonna definitely see some vigilante getting mad at Harcourt. He's like, oh, you're taking my best friend away from me.
Oh yeah,
I'm getting upset here. And I think that's you can have a small little villain arc for vigilante with that, and not really like villain. He's like, oh, I'm mad at you and I'm gonna do this stuff to hurt her and get her out of the picture kind of deal. And like I think vigilante's mind is just so warped, they could do that and would be on board with it and understand, and it could also get resolved and he could be the best friends again before the end of the season, and we'll be all on that train. It would make sense, and then we're like, all right, fine, we get it. Vigilante, you're weird, you're crazy, but you love everybody, so we love you.
Crazy. I think it's going to be a little more held back. I don't think it's going to start right away in season 2. I think because like Harcourt is just this complete wall, this complete shield of emotion and human contact. I don't think she's going to let like him in that easily. I think it's going to take a little more of that personal growth. And I also think it might be like a secret undertone that hilariously Peacemaker just starts bragging about against her will kind of thing. So I think that'll be really funny. There's going to be like some uber bro high five moment or something ridiculous.
I like that. Okay.
And then, yeah, I wonder though, if we're going to get to see Peacemaker in that other side, right? Where if he has someone that cares about him and they have this relationship, do we get a little bit more of like, Chris Smith talking about himself in a different way, not so much flashbacks, right? Kind of explaining certain things and communicating better. That I think would be interesting for the character development, as well as this thing in the back of his head that's seeing his crazy racist dad 24/7. So that all could mix together in something that would be really profound and pulls at the heartstrings the only way James Gunn could do, with some funny added on.
Well, guys, we want to hear your theories and thoughts on Peacemaker season 2 down in the comments below. What do you think is going to happen? Do you think we're going to get the long lost brother again? Do you think Vigilante is going to go rogue? Is Judo Master going to be relevant? Let us know.
And guys, thank you so much for watching. Give us a thumbs up, really helps the channel out a lot. If you're new, subscribe, turn on notifications. You don't miss any more of our Peacemaker talk or anything else we are doing here on the channel at all times. And you can check out any videos you missed right here. And as always, my name is Chris Heller. That is Rob Moran. We're the Jersey Comic Crew. And we'll see you next time.